looking at coin banks recently, and I've got three of them to show you. One's wind up, which that one is. I've got another one here, which is battery operated, and another one which is just sort of hand fed. So those are both motorized, and this one isn't. So this is the most extraordinary of the lot, I think. So I'll show them individually, and see what you think. I think I've got quite a lot of these things, coin banks. I think I've got to start going through them a little more carefully to show what they do. So the wind-up one it's quite nice. It's a little fella like this, and it's called a robot, of course, and it's a wind-up. So if I do a few turns, I left out the thing so I can get back the money quickly. I don't want, normally you have a little battery door. You're starting to move. Oh, yes, it's very sensitive. The switch is very sensitive. I've got to put it down very carefully like that. So I'll do once from the front and once from the back. You just put a coin in there and see what happens. And it's dropped in. So around the other side, or perhaps I'll do it there, and then you can see it fairly clearly. Put the coin on, push it. There we are. That thing, tip down and tip the money inside. One more time. Here we are then. And with a bit of a shake, oh, you can get all the money out again. That's good. That's because I haven't put a battery door on it. So it's really quite sweet then. It's got some nice features to it, but it has a very, very sensitive switch underneath here, which when you push it down, performs. And it does a very slow, sedate turnaround. And I'll put in all three just for a bit of fun. I've never done this before. Have all three there. Yeah, it's quite a weight, isn't it? Oh, it did it. I better start seeing how many coins I can put on there. 5, 6, 7, 8 coins, do you think? I don't know. I think it'll probably jam it. But anyway, so that's the wind-up one. The battery-operated one is a big, long thing, actually. You have to be patient with this because it does go on a bit, but it's extraordinary. It's a robotic one again. They call it a robot. It's got some batteries in the base somewhere there on the bottom. And a battery door so the money can come out quickly. I want to get back my money as soon as I can. And we're going to put there's electric contacts there. So when I put this coin in, this creates the contact. It started. What's going to happen? This is Radio Shack makes this. Nice noise. There's out of tune. Very often it drops the coin, so well, I've got to help this out sometimes. It's getting a bit old. So far, so good. That's good. Push it forward a bit because I think the coin's going to drop here. You see what usually happens. It shudders a bit too much. Oh, perfect. Hang on, there's something else still. It's also going to give you advice about what to do with your money. You ask it a question, and it turns the lever, and then that thing should revolve around a bit faster. It's not working so well. Well, there we are. Well, I can't even do it now. It's tough. But that thing revolves around and it gives you advice about what you should do with the money. And you ask it a question, so yes or no answer, and it performs. Extraordinary. Should I do it one more time, just for a bit of fun? Let's see if I can get another penny. That thing revolves around at high speed with about sort of 10 bits of different advice, which is quite fun. So let me just turn it around as I'm doing it, so you see the action of it going around like that. It's a very advanced bit of mechanics going on in there. It does usually do a good pickup of the coin, but sometimes it drops the coin over here, depending on what size coin you've got. Yeah, that's doing it. It rides over the little lever there, which is going to attend to in a minute. It should drop that. Is it going to do it? Yes, it did it. Well done. Now it's going to do the second part, which is telling you some advice. You've asked it a question about should I put this money into my savings account or should I spend it or whatever, and it'll hopefully whirl around. No, that bit's going a bit. I'll have to help you a bit. Yeah. Oh well. It's getting a bit like me, a bit geriatric, but it's an astonishing bit of engineering to create that from what is a coin bank. Extraordinary. The last one is the most bizarre I've ever come across. This is Chenyo. They really are very, very interesting people. And you'll see I've got a bit of blue tack there. I'll show you why in a minute. So every coin bank I come across, you idea to put money in it, and sometimes it's a puzzle, and the puzzle always is to try and get the money out again. This one is completely the opposite. The puzzle is to get the money in, not out. To get the money out, you just turn the little disc here, and that thing pulls out, and you can get at it. There's a little disc there, which I'll get in a minute when I get the money in. But I spent about 5 minutes trying to get that money in. Eventually, I got to the point where it's going to go in. I'll show you what the difficulty is. And I was so pleased with my effort that I put some blue tack on it just to hold it. So now that you're seeing it, I'll take the blue tack off and see if we can get it to drop in. Oh, no, I think I've mucked it up now. Yes, I lost it. I lost it. Anyway, let me show you what's going on inside. There's 4 pieces of plastic. The top one has got a cross in it. That's the easiest. You just put it into the slot and line it up and it's done. The second one, which is a green one, I think it is, has got a single slit in it, but offset, not in the center of it. So you have to move that position to get that in the right position. And when you've done that and you've locked the piece in with the coin, you come to the third one, the blue one, which has got another slit at a different angle, and finally the red one. So as you're doing it, you start by putting that in, and I've got it in there, and it's now sitting in and held on and holding on to the yellow one, which is fair enough. But to move it onto the green one is a bit trickier. You've got to sort of move and maneuver it around. And eventually you look down, hold it still, and you see you're looking at the blue color. So you've got the next stage. It takes me a full 5 minutes to get that coin into this bank. Well, how about that? I mean, this is like Alice in Wonderland. It's the inverse of what normally happens, isn't it? It's so difficult to get money in, not out. So that's the most interesting one I've ever come across. I have got quite a few puzzle banks where always the trick is to try and find a way of getting out the £10 note or the 5p piece, whatever it is. But this one is difficult to get in. It's a real puzzle and it takes 4 or 5 minutes every coin. Well, once you've done the first coin, if you're gentle, you can put one in and make it in a money bank. But the first one is at right little level. So, what an idea. Have you ever come across it before? I certainly never have.